Good morning, everybody. Welcome to a special free edition of morning breathwork training. Normally, I'm saying Monday morning breathwork training, but this is a Wednesday. High five for showing up on this random Wednesday. I'm Anthony LaRubio, the founder and head coach here at Recal Training. Our breathwork training programs have helped hundreds of athletes climb the highest mountains in the world and finish some of the most grueling ultra marathons. Whatever your goal is, I want to help you achieve that by breathing smarter and breathing stronger. So, welcome to today's breathwork training session. This is a 25-minute training session designed for all levels of athletes so that you can get a taste of all sorts of breathwork training exercises. So that we today will not be focusing necessarily on any one group of muscles or any particular hypoxic, hypercapnic adaptation or anything like that. No, what we're going to do is a well-rounded and dynamic session that will give you the foundation to build off of in your own practice. But also, I hope to leave you feeling refreshed and recharged and ready to take on your day. If you are coming here from the Alpine Ascent International webinar, thanks for showing up. I really appreciate it. I am going to be going through actually a lot of the exercises that we talked about in that webinar. So in today's session, we're going to start from a seated position. So hopefully you've got a chair that's comfortable for you, but maybe while you're making your way to that seated position, there are a couple of optional pieces of equipment that you can grab for yourself today. The first one is a pulse oximeter. We are going to be doing a few exercises that may be interesting to see what your SpO2 readings might be. Secondly, this is a fun one. Literally, if you have a balloon handy, and who doesn't just carry around balloons in their pocket? If you have a standard party balloon, we're going to use that today. And lastly, if you happen to have a resistance belt of some kind that can go around your rib cage, something like this Buteyko belt is the one that I use for our breathwork training practices. It simply goes around your waist, creates some resistance. We are going to be utilizing something like that. And if you don't have any of these pieces of equipment, it's not a problem at all. You're going to still get a great breathwork training session in with me. So hopefully by now you've either gathered some of those pieces of equipment, you've made your way to that seated position. Well, we're going to start with, as we do actually on all of our breathwork training sessions, we start with a little nose unblocking exercise. So I will guide you through that now. Go ahead and take a normal breath in through your nose, and then a normal breath out. And at the bottom of that exhale, pinch your nose, hold your breath, and you simply rock your head back and forth. You're holding your breath, pinching your nose, moving your head. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your nose. Breathe in immediately after you release your nose. Breathe in through that nose and then breathe out. From here on and forevermore, unless I say otherwise, we're breathing through our nose during a training session. So once again, go ahead and take an inhale in through your nose and a normal exhale. Pinch your nose and hold your breath. Rock back and forth. We're going to do this in total 2 more times, just a little nose unblocking exercise. We're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release and breathe in through your nose. Maybe you already start to notice some more moisture in the nose. Maybe it feels like we're clearing that space up a bit. That's good. Also, by doing a short breath hold and rock as well, but a breath hold, our nasal cavity creates this gas called nitric oxide. Nitric oxide helps with gas diffusion into the bloodstream, and it also helps to dilate our blood vessels. This is a very important gas used in our breathing. All right, one last time. Take a normal inhale and normal exhale. Pinch and hold and rocking and rolling this morning. Maybe go for a bit longer this time, maybe even longer than I'm going to cue. At least for those following along, we're here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your nose, breathe in through your nose. Good. All right, we're going to start with something now called the rope pull exercise, just a little warm up to get the intercostal muscles going. All we're doing here is pretending. We all played pretend as a child, right? We're pretending that we're pulling on a rope up above our head, or we're even climbing that rope. Simply extend your hand above your head and pull down. Maybe even get a little bit of shifting side to side here. We're simply warming up the sides of our body, those intercostal muscles in our rib cage. Keep on pulling that rope. We're here for about 10 more seconds. Maybe even pick up the pace. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Shake everything out. Maybe even roll the shoulders. Bring some conscious awareness to your breath as always. Are we breathing in and out through our nose in everything we do? Great. We're going to move on to a little breath assessment now. This is called a BOLT score. This stands for Body Oxygen Level Test. At the beginning of every one of our breathwork or our breathwork training sessions, I guide an assessment so that you can get a feel for where you're at with your own breathing. This BOLT score is very simple. What we're trying to gauge here is our body's automatic and involuntary response to the feeling of breathlessness. So we're going to take a short breath hold, but note that this is not a maximum breath hold. This is simply a breath hold where while we're holding, we're just observing the body. The way that it works is we're going to take a normal breath in, a normal breath out, pinch the nose and hold the breath, just like we did when we started the nose unblocking exercise. However, we're just going to sit and wait and hold our breath. What we're looking for is 3 different potential responses in the body that will show us that it is trying to take a new breath. Either number 1, we might involuntarily swallow. Number 2, the muscles in your neck might quench up or clench up or contract slightly. And then number 3, your diaphragm muscle, that big muscle just beneath our lungs, that might contract as well as it tries to force an inhale. So as you're holding, you're just waiting and observing to see if any of those things are happening in your body. And if, of course, you just need to take a breath because you feel really out of breath, well, take a breath then. I'm going to show this timer on the screen. And when you're done and you had one of those types of involuntary reactions in the body, just take note of the time that's on the screen. Okay, let's begin. Go ahead and relax in that seated position. Let's take a normal breath in through your nose and a normal breath out. Pinch the nose and hold your breath. And now just observe. We're waiting for one of those responses in the body. Maybe a swallow, maybe your neck muscles quiver or clench up, or that diaphragm contracts. And whenever one of those things happens, just take note of the time on the screen. Good. I'll go ahead and stop the timer. If you're still going, by the way, you have a very nice BOLT score. So the one way that you can test if you did this particular assessment correctly is when you came out of that breath hold, were you still under control? Basically, were you not gasping for air when you came out of that breath hold? This is also called the control pause in something called the Buteyko method of breathwork training through the Buteyko Clinic. It's called a control pause. So did you come out of that under control? If your score happened to be below a 25 or so, generally speaking, depending on a few factors like caffeine intake, food intake, your elevation, things like that, but generally speaking, if it was below a 25, we've got some good work ahead of us potentially. If it's over 25, that means you have potentially very good functional breathing habits. Okay, so that's a little breath assessment here. Let's get into something now called an expiratory muscle training exercise. This is where our balloons are going to come in handy, right? This is a little exercise called balloon breathing. It's very simple. All that we're going to do is start a timer for 1 minute. And in that 1 minute, you are going to blow up this balloon as many times as you possibly can. Now, if at any point in time you start to feel lightheaded, or any sort of reaction in the body you don't appreciate right now, just go ahead and stop, take a couple of normal breaths. That potentially is natural, but if you feel okay with it, continue with this exercise. What I want you to focus on in the style of breathing that you're doing when we're blowing up the balloon is number one, where is the pressure happening in your body when we blow up the balloon? Is it happening here in this abdominal space? Are we also keeping our shoulders very still and not doing a lot of vertical breathing, right? This is also going to help us train good breathing habits. We want the pressure to come from that abdominal space with our exhales. Okay, it's time for some balloon fun here. I'm going to throw the timer up on the screen. We're going to go for 1 minute together, and you're simply blowing up the balloon as many times as you can in that 1 minute. So let's take a deep breath together, everybody. Deeply in. Oh, and by the way, if you don't have a balloon, just make a fist with your hand, blow into your hand like you're just trying to warm up your hands in the cold. So that's what it's going to feel like if you don't have that balloon. Okay. All right, everybody, take a deep breath in and blow up that balloon now. We're going for as many times as we can in this 1 minute. Take a note of how I'm breathing here. My shoulders aren't moving too much, and I'm just barely curling down and collapsing the space in my abdomen. I'm relaxing the muscles in my face as best I can. I don't want a lot of tension up there in the face or up in the neck area. You've got just 12 more seconds. See how many more times you can do it. And that is time. Good. So we're going to be here for 1 more minute, just recovering. The way that I want you to recover between expiratory muscle training exercises like this, between sets of balloon breathing, is slow breathing. So maybe you can follow along with me, inhaling on a count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Continue that slow breathing now as you recover. This rebalances the biochemistry of our blood. We exhaled a lot more often than we normally did. That's going to bring our pH of our blood up. What we're trying to do now is simply rebalance that by slow breathing. Okay. And that is time on our recovery. So that is a fun little exercise called balloon breathing, and it helps to train these expiratory muscles, muscles that are very important, especially when we're at altitude, to exchange full breaths of gas, of oxygen, when we're in that thin air up there. So now what we're going to do is a little exercise called a maximum breathlessness test. The way that this works is You're going to stand up. We're going to take a normal breath in, a normal breath out, pinch the nose and hold the breath. And this time we're going to walk. Here, though, while you're walking on this held breath, I want you to be counting the number of steps that you're walking. Go for as many steps as you possibly can. Here's that opportunity to put on your pulse oximeter if you have one, because you could maybe possibly observe, depending on a few different factors, including your carbon dioxide tolerance, but you may actually see your oxygen levels dip toward the tail end of this breath hold. This is kind of an introductory exercise into this intermittent hypoxic, hypercapnic training exercises that is such a big part of our high altitude simulation breathwork exercises. Again, this is called a maximum breathlessness test. I am going to have a timer running so that maybe you get a secondary gauge on how long you went for each of our breaths that we're going to do. Hopefully, we're going to do this maybe 3 times together. But the key is that you count your steps and don't lose count of your steps toward the tail end of this very stressful breath hold. Okay, so everybody go ahead and stand up. Hopefully you've got enough space where you are to be able to walk in a straight line or in a small circle. Go ahead and relax your arms down to your side. Let's take a normal breath in together through the nose, a normal breath out. Go ahead and pinch your nose, hold your breath, and begin walking now. You're walking as far as you can on this one held breath. This is going to be tough. This is a maximum breathlessness test. Counting your steps. Try not to lose count. Push yourself here. Go as far as you can on that one breath. And whenever you're done, just come back to some slow, deep breathing to recover. All right. We're going to be here for the next 45 seconds or so, continuing with a recovery. We're going to do this 2 more times together. If you're screaming at me through the screen, I want to just say I never promised that breathwork training was going to be easy. This is very tough stuff. Alongside of making some physical adaptations in our body, we're also building mental resilience, the type of resilience that's needed to climb some of the highest mountains in the world. We're going to be here for another 15 seconds worth of recovery. All right, coming into another set of maximum breathlessness tests. Go ahead and take a normal breath in through your nose and a normal breath out. At the bottom of that exhale, pinch your nose, hold your breath, and begin that walking now. Off you go. A nice hiker's pace to these steps. Don't lose count of your steps. Go, everybody. Go, everybody. Go, everybody. Push yourself to that maximum level. And whenever you need to take a breath, go ahead and do so. I'm going to start a lap timer for a recovery. For those of you wearing that pulse oximeter, take a look. See if those SpO2 levels, those oxygen saturation levels, have in fact dropped. This isn't quite as intense as some of our other intermittent hypoxic hypercapnic training exercises, which I know might surprise you because this is very intense. We do a lot of different styles of breath holds, but it's very interesting, even at this level, to potentially see some changes in oxygen saturation. We're going to continue recovery. Think NFL nose full and low breaths for the next 15 seconds or so, and then we're going to do this one last time together. Okay. Go ahead and take one last breath in through your nose and exhale. And at the bottom of that exhale, pinch your nose, hold your breath, and off you go walking. Make this your furthest one yet. You can do it. Walking, 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 walking. Relax in your mind. The way through is through relaxation. Just feel the body move. Push yourself, push yourself, push yourself. Great work, everybody. And whenever you need to, go ahead and take those recovery breaths now. Nose full and low into that zone 1 area for breathing optimization. All right, as we recover, go ahead and make your way now, lying down on the ground. Hopefully, you've got something comfortable to lie down on. We're going to wrap up today's breathwork training session with a little inspiratory muscle training exercise. This is called hook lying diaphragmatic breathing. And then we're going to wrap up with a little breathwork training exercise, a deep breathwork training exercise that also will hopefully bring a sense of calm and peace to the body as we move on through the rest of our day. So, hopefully by now you've made your way onto the ground lying down. We are going to be in a hook lying position, which means flat on your back, put your knees at a 90-degree angle. I can potentially show you what that looks like here on my screen. Feet flat on the ground, though. Here, I'm going to just give you an example of what that looks like. There it is. Feet flat on the ground, knees at a 90-degree angle. Go ahead and put your hands up on your chest. Here, if you've got that resistance band that can go around your rib cage, this is going to be helpful for our inhalations, very strong inhalations to build that diaphragmatic muscle here. But I want you to bring some air resistance to the table. By doing that, take your pointer finger and block one nostril and start to take some deep inhales with one nostril blocked. And with your other hand that's on your belly, just note that we want that belly to rise and fall with each and every breath. We're going to be here for the next 10 deep breaths. Really focus on pulling the air in through your nose. Feel the belly rise. And as you exhale, just let the belly fall back down and exhale with relaxation. Block your nostril, deep inhale. Exhale and just let the breath go. Block your nostril, deep inhale. Exhale and just let it go. Continue on at your own pace here for another 5 strong inhales. Let's go for another 3 deep breaths here. Deeply in. Let the breath go. Deeply in. Let your breath go. One last time here. Come on, everybody. Pull the air in through your nose and then let the breath go. If you feel tired in that space beneath your lungs, in that lower belly area, that's good. We're giving the diaphragm a little workout here. All right, nice job. So that is the inspiratory muscle training exercise, hook lying diaphragmatic breathing. We're going to close today with a little bit of breath work training. I'm going to guide you through a couple of different exercises here. The first one is something called Dirga breath, which in pranayama, Dirga, that's in other words known as the 3-part breath. Go ahead and put your hand on your chest and then the other hand on your lower belly. And first take a deep breath to fill up the belly. And then take an additional inhale to fill up your chest. Exhale through the mouth, just let the breath go. We're going to do a few rounds of this 3-part breath. Inhale, fill up the belly. Inhale into the chest. Exhale through your mouth, let everything go. Good. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Continue on your own for 5 breaths. If at any point in time you feel lightheaded, just slow down your breathing. That's fine. Otherwise, you can continue to breathe through that sensation. 3 more breaths. 2 more breaths. Last one. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale and hold your breath after the exhale. Relax your arms down to your side. Just clear your mind for a moment. Just observe your body. Drop into a little meditation here. Even though you're still lying on the ground in stillness, your body is still flowing with energy. Maybe you just can observe that energy flowing. Do your best to continue to hold your breath. We're creating maybe a subtle hypoxic response in the body here. Hold with me for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a deep inhale now. Fill up your lungs. Hold that breath at the top. Just notice how good this fresh breath feels. We're here recovering for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Begin a slow exhale here for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale with me just for 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Same thing. Inhale, 3, 2, 1, and exhale slowly here. We're extending the exhale, which brings a feeling of relaxation to the body. 3, 2, 1. Last time. Inhale, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just allow your natural breathing pace to come back to you. Just take a note of how you feel in your body right now. And whenever you're ready, you can start to bring some movement back to your hands and your wrists, maybe into your feet and your ankles. Just gently moving the body once again. Maybe giving yourself a nice big stretch, putting the hands up above your head. Give yourself a big smile. Come on, everybody. Let's manufacture some happiness this morning. Shake out whatever feels right to shake. And you can slowly make your way back up to that seated position, back up to the screen that you're using, watching me. If not already, hopefully you're opening your eyes and noticing this bright, shining, bald-headed guy staring at you, waving. I'm so sorry that I'm the first thing that you looked at post your little meditation there. I want to thank you all so much for joining this morning's breathwork training session with me, Anthony LaRubio, from here at Recal. Once again, my goal is to enable you to accomplish your mountain goals by breathing smarter and breathing stronger. And I hope that this was a little taste into the world of breathwork training in how we accomplish that. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and drop them here into the chat window. I'll stay on for maybe just a minute here. I know we got a little bit of of feedback already. Throw in any questions that you want. If you want to just give me a thumbs up, that's great as well. Remember, all of our live stream sessions are hosted on our community platform. If you don't already have access to that, here is that link. I'll go ahead and drop it in here. Would love to see you active and alive on our community platform. That's where we house so much of our breathwork training exercises, videos, demos, FAQs, all this good stuff. We've got an exciting community being built on that platform. So yes, Brooke, thank you so much. Christiane, thank you so much. I really appreciate you all joining this morning. Have a great rest of your day. Take care, everybody. Bye now.